Today, okay, there is no one else. There was one more student. Maybe she's not in the group or she has not joined the meeting currently. Who wanted to give? Uh, okay, we'll see.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I have prepared one topic according
Oh,
to my field. So, can I share it?
yeah, sure. You please share your screen and start up with the presentation. And also share your name and registration number and write presentation in the group, message in the group, okay?
Okay,
After the presentation or after the class, wherever you, whenever you want.
okay, sir. Wait a
Okay,
minute, I am sharing my screen.
proceed.
Wait a minute, sir.
Yes, it's all right. You can take your time.
So, my screen is visible now.
Yes, your screen is visible and you are clearly audible. So we are ready to up with the listening.
Okay, a very good morning to everyone. I am Bhavna Aruna from Management Department, and today I have chosen this topic that's because everybody can easily understand that topic, and it's a very common topic. Basically, I'm from finance field. That's why I have chosen a very simple topic. Within a very short time, I will be able to explain RBI, that is Reserve Bank of India. Everybody know about it. I would like to enlighten us that RBI is the regulatory body of the Indian banking system. It is owned by Ministry of Finance, Government of India. It was established on 1st of April 1935. Their headquarters is in Mumbai. It is responsible for printing of currency notes, managing the supply of money in an Indian economy. Beside this, it also controls inflation, regulation banks, and non-banking financial companies and manage payment systems. There is a logo. You can see that RBI logo features a Bengal tiger, a palm tree that describe each and everything in a very described manner. For example, Bengal tree, Bengal tiger that represent power and grace, palm tree that represent truth, value and protection, circle that represent infinite power, and the text that is written in English and Devanagari script. Here is the members of the RBI. There is a one particular governor that holding a four deputy governor. The four deputy governor represent east, west, north, and south regions. They having a four directors, 10 executive directors, and some nominated officers by the central government. There is no political interference. There is only a RBI governor and their team. No Congress and BJP party can involve and interference in their working. Here is a list of some RBI governors. The first one is not from the Indian, they are from the British, Sir Osborne Smith. From 1935 to 1937, before independence, RBI governor post is created and it was owned by a proper British person. And you all have to hear the name of Manmohan Singh, Dr. Manmohan Singh. He was our prime minister. He is famous person because he holding so many things and solving so many financial crises at the time of 1992. Raghuram Rajan. You have heard the name of this? That person is very famous because he is a very youngest person and was the first chief economics at the IMF. Mr. Urjit Patel. At the time of demonetization, Urjit Patel was the who had a 7.5 year tenure in 1950. Here are the four deputy governors. The first is Srit Chandra Murmu. He is from Odisha. He was appointed as 3 years. Earlier, he was a executive director of RBI. He is MA Political Science and MBA, and IAS officer from Gujarat Grade. He is holding RBI department, governance matters, regulatory compliance, and internal administration. The second deputy governor is Dr. Poonam Gupta. She is the first woman to hold this position. She is from economics background. She hold PhD in international economics. Before RBI, she served as the Director General of the National Council of Applied Economic Research. Now, the third one is Swaminathan Janakirnaman. Earlier, he was a MD of SBI. And the last fourth one is T. Ravi Shankar. He is MPhil from economics from JNU. He is currently holding a position of public debt management, forex management, payment system, currency management, forex and foreign exchange management. These four are the deputy governors. They all holding different positions, different working. Here is some RBI function. RBI done number of activities, but they have divided their functions into three parts: traditional, developing, and regulatory bodies. In traditional function, further it is divided into three parts: central banking function, general banking function, and provision function. In general banking function, they do all the functions like normal regulatory banks do the functions, like issue of currency. We all know that every currency is issued by a RBI except 1 rupee note. The reason behind is that the cost of printing of rupees 1 is approximately rupees 1.14. It is held by finance ministry, and cost of printing of rupees 10 is approximately 0.96 paisa, less than 1 rupees. So whatever the currency is printing is known as printing of currency. And when we are talking about a coins, it is known as minting of currency. And everything is managed by RBI. And for the sake of knowledge, I would like to share that Indian currency has 4 security areas where they can print the currencies. For the Indian currency, Nasik, Mysore, Subani and Devas, that was in MP, Karnataka, Maharashtra, and West Bengal. These are the 4 areas where only Indian currencies are printing. And that will be held by completely RBI. Like the general banking function, they can accept the deposit, accept the money, give the loan short term, middle term, and long run. Maximum RBI having a long term bank dealing activities. There are 4 regional departments and they are handling 23 sub-divisional offices. That first one is in Chandigarh, in Delhi, Gujarat, Ahmedabad. They all are doing in a general banking functions like the regular banking functions. They can also give a loan on agriculture, forex, market, and they dealing in bills also. Next is prohibitionary function. It means RBI cannot participate in trade, commerce, and industry. They are not involved in any political parties. They are not involved in any kind of industrial activities. They are keep dealing only on their banking system. They are also not dealing in shares market, dividend policy. They will not interfere in it. Cannot give interest on deposits, neither purchase a immovable property nor given loan against immovable property. They having a very strict rules and regulations for the industry to provide a loan by the different sectors. RBI also control private sector as well as government sector. Government banks like HDFC, SBI, PNB, ICICI banks all need to take permission from the RBI to provide a huge amount of loan. There are some development function that they will be handling like rural credit, export credit, MSME, financial institution, all the farmers related activities, all the agriculture related activities will be dealt by a RBI. They having a separate department. There is a separate department of Foreign department economic survey. There is a department which we known as economic survey. They will collect the data each and every year, and they will publish their report as a survey report from their RBI portal. Beside this, RBI play in a very important role in a monetary policy. You all have heard the name of CRR, cash reserve ratio, repo rate, reserve repo rate. These are the terms of monetary policy that will control the money supply of an Indian economy. And in monetary policy, only RBI governor has the authority to exchange or to change it. Within a 5 year, they have authority to change the repo rate, reserve repo rate. These things are known as monetary policy. That will the reason in this monetary policy, if we change the repo rate and reserve repo rate, our loan will be costlier, will be easy. We are able to access our home loan easy or down. Only RBI will be responsible for that. So these are the activities that are the controlled by RBI. So that's all from my side. Thank you.
Good morning, sir.
Is it Manisha? Yes.
Yes, sir. I also
Yes.
prepared a topic.
Okay, so just after evaluating, who's this? Bhavna.
Bhavna,
Bhavna, did
yes,
you
ma'am.
give the presentation?
Okay, sir.
After just evaluating Bhavna's presentation, I'll tell you to share the screen.
Yes, sir, I have done it. It's a very short presentation. Sir, I have done it.
Oh, sorry, I just forgot to switch on my mic. Yeah. So I thank you and congratulate you. It was a very, very informative presentation and very scientifically relevant. The language was very simple and understandable. Very important point which I would like to quote is the format of the presentation was very scientifically accepted. In an acceptable manner, the presentation was, uh, the fonts were okay, the fonts were same in each of the slide, the pictures or the graphics which you used, simple shapes, they were online, and the structure of the presentation, which we regard in the research community or the scientific community, that is the black text with the same format or the font style, the justified alignment, and the total structure skeletal of the presentation that was very acceptable and satisfying. So thank you, and I congratulate you for a very good presentation.
Thank you,
So
sir.
yes, keep up the good work. And next, who wants to present?
Yes, sir. Manisha.
Yeah, Manisha, please go ahead with your presentation. And I think there is one more. Jasmine, do you want to present as well? We are not getting the voice. Okay, till then, Manisha, please go ahead with your presentation and share your screen.
Okay, sir. Just a second, sir.
Yes, okay. Take your time to align the presentation.
Sir, I think screen share नहीं हो पा रही.
We can see your screen, but the thing is, you have chosen a wrong option to share the screen. Either you have chosen the entire screen, you switch only to the presentation option if you are presenting from the phone. If you are presenting from a laptop or a desktop, then the entire screen option is fine.
Okay.
But yes, we can see the screen. If you share only the, like, after clicking on the share button, there are few options. So a tab or a window option would be fine if the entire screen option is not working.
सर मुझे दिखाई नहीं दे रही मेरी स्क्रीन पे कुछ, मेरे पे तो बस स्टॉप शेयरिंग दिखा रहा है।
Oh, okay. So
सर मैं वैसे ही एक्सप्लेन कर दूं?
हाँ, आप वैसे भी कर सकते हैं।
ओके सर।
आप ऐसा कीजिएगा, प्रेजेंटेशन मुझको भेज दीजिएगा या ग्रुप पे भेज दीजिएगा, सो वील सी द स्ट्रक्चर। आप भेज दीजिए ग्रुप पे प्रेजेंटेशन, एंड
ओके सर।
we'll see the structure, and you start, explaining, and we'll open on our devices over here personally group पे, and then you can explain.
ओके सर, एक्चुअली मैंने ना एक रिसर्च पेपर उठाया है और उसी को मैं रिप्रेजेंट करने जा रही हूँ।
ठीक है, तो आप वो पेपर भेज दीजिए, उसका लिंक या जो भी कुछ आपके पास है, हम
ओके
अपने
सर।
स्क्रीन पे खोल लेंगे यहाँ पे।
ओके सर, अभी भेजा, अभी भेजा।
Good morning, sir. Can I share my screen?
This is Jasmine speaking.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so it was Manisha who was supposed to give the presentation currently. अगर वो नहीं
Okay.
हो पा रहा है,
Okay.
अगर अभी वो ready नहीं हो पा रहे हैं, so you share the screen. We'll proceed, and afterwards Manisha can give the presentation.
Manisha ma'am, are you ready?
यस मैम। सर मैं आपको ना सेंड कर रही हूँ बाद
Okay.
में, मैं जस्ट अभी अपनी प्रेजेंट कर रही हूँ।
अच्छा,
हाँ जी सर, क्योंकि ना मेरा ये हो नहीं पा रहा, मैं बैक जा रही हूँ बार बार। बस 5-7 मिनट लूंगी सर। टुडे आवर गुड मॉर्निंग ऑल ऑफ यू। टुडे आवर टॉपिक इज स्टडी ऑन ओवरव्यू ऑफ गुड्स एंड सर्विस टैक्स जीएसटी इन इंडिया। Okay, the goods and service tax is comprehensive indirect tax reform introduced in India on July 1st, 2017. The system was aimed at simplifying and unifying Indian complex indirect tax structure by replacing multiple tax like VAT, excise duty, and service tax with a single tax regime. सबसे पहले मैं ये बताना चाहूँगी, जो हमारा जीएसटी होता है वो एक इनडायरेक्ट टैक्स होता है जो हमारा गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज के ऊपर लगाया जाता है। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल सबसे पहले जो हमारा जीएसटी जो एक्ट है वो पार्लियामेंट में 24 मार्च 2017 को क्या है पास हुआ, एंड इम्प्लाई कब हुआ, ये 1 जुलाई 2017 से क्या है इसका इम्प्लीमेंटेशन हो गया। और जो हमारा जीएसटी है वो बहुत सारे टैक्स को मर्ज करके बनाया है, क्योंकि ये जो जीएसटी बनाने का जो मेन सरकार का एजेंडा था वो था वन नेशन वन टैक्स, कि एक एक ही राष्ट्र और एक ही टैक्स, वन नेशन वन टैक्स का जो प्रिंसिपल लेकर हमारी गवर्नमेंट ने जीएसटी को एस्टेब्लिश किया, ताकि हमें जो इतने सारे जो डिफरेंट डिफरेंट टाइप के जो भी हम टैक्सेस पे कर रहे हैं उनसे हमें छुटकारा मिले और सिर्फ पूरे ऑल ओवर इंडिया में एक ही टैक्स चले जिसका नाम दिया गया जीएसटी। ठीक है, गुड्स एंड सर्विस टैक्स। ये क्या है? हमारा एक्साइज ड्यूटी, सर्विस टैक्स, सेंट्रल सेल टैक्स, ऑक्ट्री एंड एंट्री टैक्स, परचेज टैक्स, एंटरटेनमेंट टैक्स, वैल्यू एडिड टैक्स, लग्जरी टैक्स, टैक्स ऑन लॉटरी। तो ये जो डिफरेंट डिफरेंट टाइप के जितने भी टैक्सेस थे उन सबको मर्ज कर दिया गया और एक टैक्स बना दिया गया जिसका नाम दिया गया जीएसटी। The study also highlight challenges and area for improvement, offering an in-depth understanding of the GST system role in Indian economic development. The introduction of the GST make a significant reforms in the indirect tax structure of India. The Good and Services Tax is a comprehensive indirect tax system implemented to unify the tax structure across the country. Introduced in India in July 1st, 2017, GST replaced multiple indirect tax such as sale tax, service tax, and the value added tax. It submit various indirect tax levied by both the central and state government and created a uniform tax regime across the country. The relationship behind the implementation of GST was to bring about greater efficiency in tax collection, reduce tax evasion, and promote ease of doing business. And GST is a destination based tax, which means the tax is collected at the point of consumption rather than at the point of origin. The GST regime has 5 tax slabs. जीएसटी को क्या है, हमारी 5 टैक्स स्लैब इसके अंदर इंक्लूड की गई हैं। एक है हमारी फर्स्ट है असेंशियल आइटम इंक्लूडिंग फूड्स 0%। जितने भी हमारे असेंशियल आइटम्स हैं या जितने भी हमारी खाने पीने की जितनी भी चीज़ें हैं उनके ऊपर 0% टैक्स है, कोई टैक्स नहीं है। उसके बाद जो सेकंड कैटेगरी ली गई हमारी कॉमन यूज आइटम, दैट इज 5% जीएसटी। एंड स्टैंडर्ड रेट जो रखा गया वो 12% रखा गया। एंड मैक्सिमम गुड्स एंड ऑल सर्विसेज स्टैंडर्ड रेट 18%। एंड नेक्स्ट इज लग्जरी आइटम एंड टोबैको 28%. The GST design had 5 tax slab: 0%, 5%, 12%, 18%, and 28% depending on the type of goods and services. Since its inception, the GST has witnessed various amendments and completion mechanisms have evolved to accommodate the need of business and the economy. The GST Council, the governing body responsible for overseeing the tax, has played a pivot role in shaping the system to ensure its smooth functioning. However, the GST has not been without challenges. The study aimed to review the GST impact, growth, challenges, and future perspective in India. And then the objective of the study. मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है? ये जो रिसर्च पेपर मैंने लिया है इसकी स्टडी के, द स्टडी द हिस्टोरिकल इवेल्युएशन ऑफ जीएसटी इन इंडिया. And second objective is to analyze the impact of GST on the Indian economy, focusing on revenue collection and ease of business. And third objective to assess the challenge faced by the business and the government in the implementation of GST. तो ये 3 ऑब्जेक्टिव्स लेकर ये स्टडी की गई है, जिसमें अब सबसे फर्स्ट पॉइंट आ गया। अब जो हमारा जीएसटी है उसका इंट्रोडक्शन हमने कर लिया है। अब जीएसटी की क्या क्या कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स हैं या कैसे क्या है इसके अंदर, ये बातें समझेंगे हम। जीएसटी क्या है? हमारा यूनिफाइड टैक्सेशन है। सेकेंड वन इज डेस्टिनेशन बेस्ड टैक्स है। इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट मैकेनिज्म है। 3 टायर स्ट्रक्चर है। सिंगल टैक्स सिस्टम है हमारा। इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट है। सबसे पहले बात करेंगे हम 3 टायर स्ट्रक्चर। व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय 3 टायर स्ट्रक्चर? जीएसटी ऑपरेट ऑन 3 लेवल। एक होता है हमारा सीजीएसटी, एक होता है एसजीएसटी, एंड थर्ड वन इज आईजीएसटी। सीजीएसटी सेंट्रल गुड्स एंड सर्विस टैक्स, CGST, ठीक है, ये कलेक्टेड बाय द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट. एंड देन नेक्स्ट वन इज SGST, यानी कि स्टेट GST, कलेक्टेड बाय द इंडिविजुअल स्टेट. एंड थर्ड वन इज IGST, integrated GST, applicable to interstate transaction, ensuring seamless movement of goods and services across state lines. 3 टायर में जो हमारा इसमें हम एक एग्जांपल ले सकते हैं, जैसे सेंट्रल सेल टैक्स है कलेक्टेड बाय सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के द्वारा, और स्टेट में मान लीजिए अगर हम हरियाणा में हैं और हरियाणा में ही हम एक डिस्ट्रिक्ट से दूसरी डिस्ट्रिक्ट में कोई भी परचेज कर रहे हैं, बाय कर रहे हैं, तो ये क्या हो गया हमारा SGST, स्टेट GST. और जब हम मान लीजिए जैसे हमने एक स्टेट से, जैसे हमने हरियाणा से पंजाब की तरफ किया, हमने आपस में ट्रेडिंग की हमने, तो पंजाब का और जो हमारा, तो ये किसके अंदर आ जाएगा हमारा IGST के अंदर, ठीक है. उसके बाद क्या है, ये क्या बताया गया हमारा 3 टायर स्ट्रक्चर हो गया. उसके बाद है सिंगल टैक्स सिस्टम, जो GST था कंबाइंस किया गया वेरियस टैक्स इनटू वन, ताकि सिंप्लीफाई हो सके हमारा टैक्स स्ट्रक्चर, ठीक है, और जो हमारा बिजनेस है वो इजी टू रन हो सके, ठीक है. उसके बाद क्या है हमारा, ये एक यूनिफॉर्म GST रेट होता है इसका, ठीक है. जितने भी हमारे स्टेट हैं, हमारे यूटीज हैं, उन सब में क्या है GST की जो रेट होती है वो सेम रहेगी, चाहे हम इंडिया के किसी भी कोने में हो, किसी भी में भी हो, तो जो हमारी टैक्स स्लैब है वो हर जगह सेम रहेगी. उसके बाद और क्या बताया गया है इसमें, इट इज ए डेस्टिनेशन बेस्ड टैक्स, यानी कि इट इज चार्ज ईच टाइम एज ए सेल मेड, यानी कि जब तक कि वस्तु हमारे लास्ट कंजम्पशन तक न पहुंच जाए, यह क्या है, यह वहीं पर क्या लगता है हमारा टैक्स. जो हमारा GST होता है पे हमारे लिए क्या होता है, GST कलेक्शन इज अ नॉट एन इनकम बट इज ए लायबिलिटी. जो GST होता है हमारे लिए इनकम नहीं है. जैसे मैं कंज्यूमर हूँ, मैंने GST पे किया, ठीक है, अब मैंने जिस दुकानदार को GST पे किया उसके लिए वो इनकम नहीं है, उसके लिए भी वो लायबिलिटीज है, क्योंकि उसको आगे गवर्नमेंट के अंदर इसको सबमिट करना है, ठीक है. उसके बाद नेक्स्ट आते हैं हम इसके की फीचर्स के ऊपर. की फीचर्स में इन्होंने बताया है मल्टीपल रेट स्ट्रक्चर है इसके अंदर, डिजिटल कॉम्प्लायंस है हमारा, फ्लो ऑफ क्रेडिट दे रखा है, एंटी प्रॉफिटिंग मेजर्स एंड हार्मोनाइज्ड रजिस्ट्रेशन, ठीक है. मल्टीपल रेट स्ट्रक्चर बताया गया है हमारा. GST के अंदर डिफरेंट रेट है जो हम पहले ही कर चुके हैं, 5%, 12%, 18% एंड 20%, जो भी हमारी कैटेगरीज के अकॉर्डिंग है. डिजिटल बना दिया गया इसको, क्योंकि GST एनकरेज इलेक्ट्रॉनिक फिलिंग ऑफ रिटर्न्स एंड पेमेंट, प्रमोटिंग ट्रांसपेरेंसी एंड रिड्यूसिंग पेपर वर्क. उसके बाद है हमारा सीमलेस फ्लो ऑफ क्रेडिट. बिजनेस कैन इजीली पास ऑन द टैक्स क्रेडिट, एनहांसिंग कैश फ्लो एंड रिड्यूसिंग टैक्स बर्डन. Anti-profiteering measures, provision to ensure the business pass on the benefit of reduced tax rate to consumer. And next one is harmonized registration, simplified registration process across state, allowing business to operate in multiple states with easy. And next one is advantages of good and services tax. सिंप्लीफिकेशन ऑन टैक्स स्ट्रक्चर, जो टैक्स स्ट्रक्चर है उसको सिंप्लीफाई कर दिया है, सरल कर दिया है, क्योंकि पहले हमें अलग अलग डिफरेंट जगह पर हमें टैक्स पे करना पड़ता था, अब सब जगह का हमें एक ही टैक्स पे करना पड़ता है, GST. उसके बाद है हमारा elimination of cascading effect by allowing input tax credit. GST avoid the tax on tax scenario, lowering the overall tax burden on consumer by business. पहले क्या था, जब हम अगर डिफरेंट टाइप के जो टैक्स देते थे तो हमारा जो टैक्स बर्डन था वो बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाता था. जैसे हमने पहले एक्साइज ड्यूटी दी, उसके बाद हमने क्या है सेंट्रल सेल टैक्स दिया, सर्विस टैक्स दिया, फिर वैल्यू एडेड टैक्स, तो वो टैक्स क्या था हर जगह बढ़ के और ज़्यादा ओवरलोड हो जाता था. इसलिए सरकार ने इसको GST से क्या हो गया, हमारे ऊपर जो बर्डन है वो रिड्यूस हो गया. यूनिफॉर्म टैक्स रेट, हर जगह एक ही टैक्स रेट रहेगी. इंक्रीज रिवेन्यू इंक्रीज हुआ है इससे. इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ हुई है, बूस्ट टू इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ. एनकरेजमेंट ऑफ डिजिटल ट्रांजैक्शंस, ग्रेटर ट्रांसपेरेंसी बढ़ी है हमारी. इजी ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस एंड सपोर्ट फॉर ऑल बिजनेस, स्मॉल बिजनेस, सॉरी, ठीक है. तो ये इसके हमें बेनिफिट हुए हैं. उसके बाद क्या है, जो रिसर्च पेपर हैं, इन्होंने जो रिसर्च मेथोडोलॉजी यहाँ पर ली है, ये इन्होंने ली है सेकेंडरी डाटा के ऊपर। और इन्होंने क्या है, द स्टडी यूज सेकेंडरी डाटा फ्रॉम गवर्नमेंट रिपोर्ट्स, द जीएसटी काउंसिल्स एंड वेरियस रिसर्च पेपर पब्लिश इन जर्नल। न्यूमेरिकल डाटा वाज कलेक्टेड फ्रॉम, कहाँ से किया भाई हमने न्यूमेरिकल डाटा कलेक्ट, जीएसटी रेवेन्यू कलेक्शन फ्रॉम रिपोर्ट 2017 to 2023, reports from the Ministry of Finance and the Reserve Bank of India, data from industry associations and research bodies to understand sectorial impact. The data analysis primarily involved descriptive statistical to understand trends in GST revenue, complaints. Comparative analysis was also done to evaluate the performance before and after GST implementations. तो यहाँ पर जो इन्होंने रिसर्च मेथोडोलॉजी ली वो सेकेंडरी डाटा के ऊपर ली है। इन्होंने 2017 से लेकर 2023 के बीच में जितना भी जीएसटी रिवेन्यू कलेक्शन रिपोर्ट है उसके अकॉर्डिंग क्या है, एक डाटा इंटरप्रेट किया है, जिसमें उन्होंने बताया गया कि 2017 से 2023 के बीच में कितना जीएसटी रिवेन्यू हमने कलेक्ट किया है। और ये जो कंपैरेटिव एनालिसिस है वो ये इवेल्युएट करना चाहते हैं कि जो जीएसटी के, जब जीएसटी नहीं था उससे पहले कैसे टैक्स कलेक्ट होता था और अब जो जीएसटी इंप्लीमेंटेशन के बाद जो टैक्स कलेक्शन हुई है उसमें हमें इवेल्युएट करके देख रहे हैं उसकी परफॉर्मेंस को कि पहले वाला बेटर था या आज के टाइम वाला बेटर है। उसके बाद क्या है, इन्होंने कुछ चार्ट के थ्रू, कुछ टेबल्स के थ्रू क्या है इसको शो किया है। उसके बाद है हमारा डाटा एनालिसिस, जिसमें रिवेन्यू कलेक्शन, रजिस्टर्स, टैक्स पेयर, इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट यूटिलाइजेशन, परफॉर्मेंस रेट्स, ये सारी चीज़ें यहाँ पर बताई गई हैं। एंड इंटरप्रिटेशंस में है क्या हमारा रिवेन्यू ट्रेंड्स, हमारे क्या क्या चैलेंजेस आते हैं, इश्यूज ऑफ स्मॉल बिजनेस, पॉलिसी एडजस्टमेंट, सिस्टम इम्प्रूवमेंट। हाँ जी, एक बात तो है इससे, एनालाइजिंग आईसीटी यूटिलाइजेशन एंड फेलिंग रेट्स कैन हेल्प आइडेंटिफाई एरिया वेयर एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव प्रोसेस में नीड एनहांसमेंट, यानी कि सिस्टम इम्प्रूव्ड हुआ है इससे। एंड लास्ट वन इज माय कंक्लूजन, while GST has achieved significant milestone, ongoing efforts are crucial to address complaints challenging refined tax slab and sports sector facing difficulties. A collaborative approach involving government, business and stakeholder will be vital for realizing the full potentials of GST in fostering economic growth and ensuring a fair tax system. By continuously evaluating and improving the GST framework, India can enhance its economic landscape, promote business growth, and ensure equitable tax distribution. GST has GST has been one of the most significant tax reforms in India, bringing about transparency, efficiency, and uniformity in tax administration. The increase in revenue collection and the rise in the number of registered taxpayers indicate positive growth trends. However, challenges remain, particularly in areas like complaints rate, rationalization, and addressing the grievance of certain sectors. Moving forward, there is a need for continuous improvement in the GST framework to ensure it remain aligned with the dynamic need of the Indian economy. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Manisha. We were not able to see the presentation yet, but you can share it with us, and the language was fine. And thank you for the informative presentation on the GST insights. And the next one,
Thank
we'll
you, sir.
quickly have who is supposed to give? And Varun,
Jasmine.
Mr. Varun has raised the hand. Is there something to say? Okay. Jasmine, please share your screen and try to complete within the time framework, less than 10 minutes. Please share
Okay,
your
sir. Okay. So my screen is visible.
Yes, we can see your screen.
I will be giving presentation on ethics in science and research. We will explore how moral integrity forms the very foundation of scientific discovery and why it is essential for the progress of society. Why do we need ethics? Science doesn't exist in a vacuum. It relies on a social contract where the public provide funding and trust. And in return, scientists provide reliable knowledge. Without ethics, research can become harmful or even dangerous, ultimately breaking the bond of trust. Next, there are four main pillars here. Honesty means being truthful about your data. Objectivity involves minimizing risk. Integrity is about keeping your promise and acting smoothly. Responsible always use of resources and funding. And next is respect for persons, giving people the autonomy to choose. Benefit means an obligation to do not harm, and justice means ensuring that the people who take the risk in research also get the enjoy the rewards. Research misconduct. We must avoid the big three signs of science. Fabrication is making up data. Falsification is changing data to get the result you want. And plagiarism means taking someone else's work or ideas without credit. All three can destroy a career instantly. Ethic treatments of human subjects. When we work with humans, we use an IRB, Institutional Review Board, to check our work. We must obtain informed consent, meaning the person knows exactly what will happen. We also must guarantee confidently to protect their private data. Ethics in animal research means for animal study we use in 3 R's. We replace animal with computer models when possible, and we reduce the number of animal used. We refine our methods to ensure that they feel the least amount of pain possible. Next is conflict of interest. A conflict of interest happens when a researcher's personal gain, like money from a drug company, might influence their result. Transparency, you must disclose your interests so others can judge the work fairly. Management, how institutional mitigates COI to prevent biased result. Next is data management and open science. In the modern era, we face a crisis. To fix this, we practice open science. This means sharing your raw data and methods so other scientists can test our results. Transparency is the best medicine for bad science. To wrap up, ethics is not an obstacle to science, it is the roadmap that ensures science actually benefits humans. As we move forward, let us give priority to transparency and responsibility. Thank you for your time. Sir, it's a very short PPT.
Yeah, thank you. And it was a very crisp, short, but a very effective presentation. We just wanted to see the format. So you have used the same font in the entire PPT with the uniformity or uniformity of justified alignment. And yes, for presentation over here, the mini graphics or the inbuilt graphics are fine. But when you are giving your progress report, let the whole slide be white without any, design or something else, because the department will then they can have a concern regarding that, and also in the scientific community. So overall the presentation was
Okay,
very
sir.
good in the aligned skeletal structure. So is
Thank you.
Varun here? Thank you, Jasmine. Yeah, is Varun here? You have raised your hand. If there is something to say, please let me know. Or was it by a mistake? वेल जिन लोगों ने भी आज प्रेजेंटेशन दिया है वो अपना नाम और रजिस्ट्रेशन नंबर ग्रुप पे शेयर कर दें और उसमें लिख दें दैट वी हैव गिवन आवर प्रेजेंटेशन. ओके, सो वील मेक अ रिकॉर्ड ऑफ इट, जो हमको मेंटेन करना होता है एक रिकॉर्ड. सो द टाइम इज अबाउट टू ओवर.
Excuse
एनीवन
me,
एल्स?
sir.
यस.
Sir, I would like to give my presentation on next Saturday.
ओके.
I'm from Law Department. I want to ask whether I choose a topic from Constitution or particularly law.
whichever topic aligns with your field and your interest, जो आपके लिए आसान रहेगा प्रेजेंट करने के लिए वो आप टॉपिक ले लीजिए, whether it's constitution which may fall in all the categories or
Yes, sir. That's why
from
I'm
the law.
asking.
We don't have to, much about the topic. We don't have to worry much about the topic. I'm talking about myself. I just have to see the presentation skills and the scientific writing which you have done in the presentation, or the scientific manner in what you have made the presentation. That is
Okay,
my
sir.
only motive. So pick up the topic in which you are comfortable.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So Miss Karishma has raised the hand. Is there something to say, Karishma?
Yes, good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, I will also give a presentation on next Saturday, Miss here.
Okay. So fine, we'll be
Good
having
morning.
a few presentations next Saturday. Yes, who was this?
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Sir, myself Neha Patel. Sir,
Yes.
मैं भी presentation देना चाहती हूँ, but I want to give a presentation on like article or synopsis presentation, which is already done. I have conducted a study and it is already published. But I just want to know which all things we should keep in our mind while presenting the paper in any conference, so that we can have an idea which smart words we can use, and how that we can read the
Give the presentation next Saturday, sir.
Okay, fine. So please keep your presentations less than 10 minutes. Within 5, 6 or 7 minutes, you should wind up with the presentation because हमारे पास बहुत सारे लोग हो गए हैं. अगर कुछ presentation Saturday को रह जाएंगी, तो फिर हम वो Sunday को कर लेंगे. Deepika
Okay.
has raised the
Thank
hand.
you.
Sir, myself, good morning, sir. Sir, I also need to give presentation next Saturday.
Okay, very fine, very fine. Pretty much of people have been, ready and encouraged to give the presentation, and perhaps we will also get more knowledge. Many of the topics today which have been told, I was not very aware of such deep information regarding the finance or the otherwise, and also in the publication ethics. The presentation was given, so which makes us feel that yes, we have done a correct work. Congratulations and thank you all and keep up the good work. आज जिन लोगों ने प्रेजेंट किया है प्लीज वो अपना नाम और रजिस्ट्रेशन नंबर लिख के ग्रुप पे डाल दें, जो हमारा MP06 ग्रुप है, जैसे कि डॉक्टर शगुन और मुझे रिकॉर्ड मिल जाए. And see you on next Saturday. We'll see if Dr. Shagun will take the Saturday's class, but definitely the Sunday's class will be mine. And perhaps we'll both be sitting together. Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
हाँ.
Sorry to interrupt you. Sir, one more thing. अगर आपके पास कोई standard format है seminar presentation का या synopsis presentation का या फिर problem statement presentation का, तो आप kindly you can send in the group so that we can follow that and
Okay, I will see. क्योंकि हमारे पास जो फॉर्मेट होगा that will be of scientific, biotech related scientific, जिसमें आप introduction, then material and methods, methodology, then your rationale of the study, ये सब देते हैं. So I'll just tell you a template. There is no particular template. जिस तरीके से आप synopsis बनाते हो या अपनी progress report बनाते हो, that the first slide is the front page. Then आप contents की slide डाल सकते हो या फिर उसको skip कर सकते हो, कोई बात नहीं. You straight away start with the introduction. कहीं कहीं पे introduction की बजाय rationale कर देते हैं. जैसे कि आपका काम काफ़ी आगे प्रोग्रेस कर गया, तो बार बार इंट्रोडक्शन देने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. यू जस्ट कम टू रैशनैलिटी. एंड प्रेजेंटेशन मीन्स लिखी हुई चीज़ें सबसे ज़्यादा कम हो. प्रेजेंट हम इसलिए कर रहे हैं क्योंकि जो कॉम्प्लेक्स डायग्राम्स हैं, ड्राइंग्स हैं, जिनको बनाया नहीं जा सकता, वो हम दिखाना चाह रहे हैं. सो जस्ट पॉइंट वाइज आप प्रेजेंटेशन बनाइए. इंट्रोडक्शन स्लाइड, देन योर maybe the review of literature which you have taken, उसी में tables and pictures जो दूसरे आ जाते हैं. then you shift to material and methods. ये तो होता है scientific research में. जो दूसरे researches हैं जैसे law है या बाकी और departments है, maybe management, so they have their own methodology to follow a research, और क्या research किया उसके बारे में बताते हैं. and then in the last you give results, and on the basis of results क्या आपने conclusion किया, just 3, 4 or maximum 5 short crisp points of conclusion. And जो रेफरेंस स्लाइड है, हाँ ये मैं बताना भूल गया, आप लोगों ने जहाँ जहाँ से भी प्रेजेंटेशन बनाया उसमें जो भी डेफिनेशंस आई या कुछ भी आया उसके रेफरेंसेस देने ज़रूरी हैं। तो जिस तरीके से हम रिपोर्ट में या रिसर्च पेपर में साइट करते हैं उसी तरीके से प्रेजेंटेशन में भी साइट किया जाता है एंड लास्ट में एक रेफरेंस की स्लाइड डाली जाती है। बहुत ज़्यादा रेफरेंसेस नहीं देते हैं, कम रेफरेंसेस देते हैं इन कंपैरिजन टू दिस रिपोर्ट एंड रिसर्च पेपर, कि वो रेफरेंसेस का जो लिस्ट है वो एक ही स्लाइड पे आ जाए, दैट इज़ मोर देन इनफ। एंड देन लास्ट यू एक्नॉलेज अगर किसी को करना है तो, नहीं तो अवॉइड दैट, and a thank you slide, and then it's okay. So this is the skeletal format which is obeyed everywhere in the world, and alignment में वही चलता है, you don't use colors, Times New Roman और Arial font को आप adjust करते हो according to the viewer और according की slide कितनी, तो इसलिए यहाँ पे according to the reliability of eye of the audience we go for the font size, but font style either Arial or Times New Roman, justified alignment, line spacing again अगर बहुत ज़्यादा line spacing कर दी तो slide से बाहर चला जाएगा, it will cut, so we have to see the proportions, rest everything is the same. So today's class is over. Thank you all, and we'll be meeting maybe next Saturday or Sunday as per the schedule. So from my side, the class is over, and I congratulate all the presenters and keep hope for the next presentation. Till then, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.